All right, everybody, welcome back. JimmyChurchRadio.com, KJCR. This is The Revolution. We are taking over the world. Shoot us an email to Jimmy at JimmyChurchRadio.com. You can follow us on Twitter at JChurchRadio. All right. You know what I hate? I hate the old dudes that wear affliction shirts and try to look all stylish. You know, the old dude walking down the street that's just too old to be wearing cool clothes, and he's got an affliction shirt. And you're like, dude, you're not 18, and you're not in the UFC. What are you doing wearing an affliction shirt? I just don't get it. All right. The story that just keeps come on, Hilton, game face. The story that keeps on giving. This is insane. The Jerry Sandusky Penn State Conspiracy. We broke the story on YouTube last Friday. Our YouTube hits now have just crossed 25,000. We broke this story on YouTube last week. We have covered it all week long, and just when you thought you had your head around this and everything was understood, today it's now reported that the judge, let me get her name in here so everybody knows, Judge Leslie Dutchcot, she had his bail reduced. Prosecutors wanted his bail at $500,000. And for a child molester, that's not enough. It needs to be $1 million. No bail. Don't let this guy out of jail. Don't let him roam the streets. You don't do that. But what does she do? She reduces his bail to $100,000. That's the first thing. Then she says you don't have to wear a restrictive bracelet. You don't have to wear that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to reduce your bail to $100,000, and you don't even have to pay it. We're going to release you. We're going to expect you to show up in court in December. You don't have to, there's no consequences. You don't have to wear a bracelet. All you've got to do is stay away from children. And I don't even think at the time, and this story gets crazier, but I don't think at the time when she did this, she probably didn't even realize he lives next door to an elementary school. His back patio faces the playground. Dude has been accused of child molestation. 8 eyewitnesses at a grand jury hearing. He has 5 adopted sons. He's a child molester. And you're going to let him roam free without any restrictions whatsoever. No money being posted. So he doesn't care if he flees the country or whatever. And it turns out she's a volunteer for his charity, the Second Mile. Now, in her defense, she was a volunteer at 2 events in 2008, 2009. She's a volunteer nonetheless. Why didn't she recuse herself from this case? There have been judges and lawyers that have had to back off of a case for the most insignificant relationship to a defendant, the most slightest little thing. That maybe 15 years ago they bumped into each other at a supermarket and had a conversation. Whatever. And they had to step down. Hey, I'm too close to this case. I know this guy. But to volunteer in the very organization where he molested the kids from, to volunteer for that, and then to turn around and when the prosecutors, this is the thing. Please, everybody understand something. When a prosecutor says, judge, $1 million bail. Judge says, $1 million bail. Prosecutor says $500,000 bail. $500,000. You really have to have a reason to have a bail reduction. And when you are accused of child molestation, 8 different cases, 40 felony charges brought down on you, you get your bail reduced from $500,000 to $100,000, and you don't have to put up a penny. It's crazy. And then to have her associated with him. I don't know if she's ever met him. I don't care what she says, but they've crossed paths. This is absolutely crazy. If I was the prosecution on this, I'd have her kicked off the case. This is JimmyChurchRadio.com. The Revolution. We'll be back right after this.